Well, you know, we started off with a bang. It was a sad occasion, obviously, when we showed Casino Jack without George Hickenlooper. George is a longtime friend of the festival, a native St. Louisan, and his unexpected death initially cast a pall over the festival, and certainly we were, saddened and shocked at what took place. But we put together a tribute program, and then we got a phone call saying Kevin Spacey wants to come, but nobody can know about it.
He is just, really sincere about his comments about George before the film, which lasted 5 or 10 minutes, and then a Q&A of 75 minutes. 75 whole minutes. It was like its own movie, and with one of the co-stars after the film, and then went to Blueberry Hill, he closed that down, went to the Pinnacle, closed that down, and just entertained people up and down the street. So, all of Del Mar had a good time that night, so it was great.
It's sort of a short horror film. It's, a girl in a room, a couple of guys come in, say you can't leave the room, there's terrible things outside. The film mostly centers around her decision as to whether or not she should leave the room versus stay in and risk there being things outside of it.
Are you excited for tonight?
I'm really excited for tonight. This is my second year in a row making into SLIFF, so.
I've been invited to show my documentary, the first actual documentary I've ever made. So it's kind of a change in character for me at this moment. A documentary about why New Orleans flooded called Being Uneasy. I'm fortunate enough that I'm proud of almost anything that people are aware of, and the stuff I'm ashamed of people have never heard of. So, but Spinal Tap, obviously. Yeah. And being part of the biggest international hit in the history of television.
Simpsons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So what kind of some voices that you do?
Vern Smithers, Principal Skinner, Ned Flanders, Reverend Lovejoy, Kent Brockman, Scratchy, Dr. Hibbert, Dr. Marvin Monroe, Otto, Lenny, Kang, like that.
Who are your favorite voices, or do you have a favorite?
C. Montgomery Burns, because he's pure evil.
You can't afford me. I own you.
So do you have a cool voicemail with that as your cell phone?
No, I don't do that. I did funny voicemail when I was, broke. But now my position is I can't do it for free, or else they'll say, well, you do it for free on your phone. Do it for free for us.
Yeah.
My latest film is a documentary. It's a feature documentary called The Tao of Blake. And Blake, it is a portrait of Blake Travis. Blake Travis was a well-known local storyteller and musician in town who unfortunately died a few months ago. And I chronicle his whole life from his childhood, growing up in North Webster, all the way through the last years of his life, and interview quite a few people in the St. Louis area and from around the country who were musicians. Have a lot of very good archival footage, exciting footage of Blake doing both storytelling and performance. But it's kind of like, I tell people, it's very much like a This American Life piece, that his life has much larger ramifications about post-World War II America and where we've come from and where we're going. And I think Blake was just a wonderful person. As the documentary says, over 900 people signed the book at his funeral's visitation, and that should tell you something about this person who touched so many lives. So that's what it is. It's a celebration of his life.
We just showed 127 hours to a full High Point theater, and lots of excitement, and one person fainted, which I think is just so cool.